welcome back to this backdrop life. Today I want to talk about which city should you visit when you're visiting Japan. Japan has a lot of awesome cities that offer a lot of different things. So sometimes it might be a little bit overwhelming, like which one should I go to? What is the best plan of attack for my plan of adventure when going over there? And I think that having been there a couple of times, I might be able to give you a little bit of advice. So here it is. First off, what you want to know and what you need to know is, what do you want? What city do you want to visit, as far as, do you have an idea, a preconceived idea of what you want to see already? If you do have that already, then do that, okay? That'll make you the happiest. And then second is, what are you wanting to see? Are you wanting to see amazing structures and these huge cityscapes, the Tokyo Metro, things like that? Or are you wanting to see the traditional side of Japan? And are you wanting to see geisha or geiko or sleep in a ryokan or visit an onsen? So you need to decide, because these things are offered in different cities. And then you also need to decide when you're going, how much money you're wanting to spend or can spend, and how much time do you have available. So I'm gonna start with the minimal of everything. So let's say you want a broad scope of Japan, you are going for a week or less, and you have a fairly small budget. I would go to Tokyo. Tokyo pretty much has everything Japan has to offer, as far as a little bit historical, a little bit of future tech craziness, a little bit of that Tokyo life that everybody seeks and talks about. And if you guys are planning a trip right now, do yourself a favor and plan for at least a week of stay there. Like, I feel like a week isn't long enough, but I understand people have jobs, they have budgets, they have lives, they have kitties that they have to get back to. I'm talking about cats specifically. You might have kids, but like I said before, a week is pretty short for multiple cities, but it's long enough to give yourself a really awesome time in Tokyo. If you can go for longer, go for longer, and then you can experience other cities. But Japan is one of those places that you want to give yourself a good long amount of time to really soak it in. So to give you guys kind of like a frame of reference, our very first trip that we went on, we visited 2 cities, and that was within a 10-day time span, and it was doable. We were able to do it. Obviously we did it, and we're back and we're all fine, and it was cool to see both cities. Just the problems that we experienced with that is that there isn't that much time to experience both places fully when you're on a limited time schedule. You have to factor in the travel time between the 2 cities. You have to factor in getting oriented in that city, and so figuring out Tokyo was confusing enough, and then trying to figure out Kyoto was also confusing. And then you have to plan for both cities. And then there's also the maneuvering factor. So you're in one place, you have to unpack, settle in, and then you have to pack back up, travel, and then unpack, settle in again, and then pack back up, and then fly out, or whatever you're gonna do. That amount of time does eat away at the time you have for exploring and traveling. Also, that makes you really tired. Traveling in between both places, it kind of knocked us down a little bit as far as how much energy we had to use for exploring the places that we went, versus wanting to take a nap for 5 hours just because we had jet lag and because we were tired from traveling in between 2 places. Again, totally doable. It depends on your stamina level, it depends on your level of gung-hoism, but I think that if you had a longer period, like if you could do a week one place and a week another place, that would be so much better. So which is why the second time we went, we had 11 days, I don't remember. I say it in my other videos, which you should watch. But we had a lot more time. We had about the same amount of time in between the 2 cities that we had just this time in Tokyo. And it took all of our time and energy. We were in one location. We didn't have to change hotels or Airbnbs or anything like that. We just stayed in one spot, and that was exhausting. But the cool thing about it is that we were able to see so much more of Tokyo. Again, Tokyo is expansive. Tokyo has so much to do, so much to offer. There are also places that are right outside of Tokyo that you can go visit. Like there's Chiba, which is not too far away. There's also Yokohama and the beach cities there. There is Saitama, which is a little bit to the north, and there's a bunch of other things that are right around the outskirts of Tokyo. Tokyo's huge. I know I've said it before in other videos, but Tokyo is huge. Like, I thought Los Angeles was huge, but no, Tokyo is ginormous. Okay. And again, Tokyo's kind of like New York on steroids, where it's like there are different boroughs and cities and areas that have a lot to offer, but they're spread out over a large space. And so just within Tokyo, you're able to see a lot. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I just kind of want to get it into your guys' head that Tokyo is enough. Yes. And Tokyo also does have the historical aspects, so there are temples everywhere. We just walked around and we walked upon a bunch of temples. It has the scenic things. There's a bunch of parks. There's Ueno Park, there's Yoyogi Park, there's I don't know other park. There's a lot of things to see and do. Moving on to Osaka, if you again have a little bit more time, or I would say just because I haven't been there, I can't say like go to Osaka. But Osaka is not as well known as Tokyo, but that would be the second on my list as far as cities to go that you should see if you have a short amount of time and a smaller budget, because Osaka is that big city and so you get that Japanese city life, but you also can be right next door to Kyoto, beep bop boop over there and be like, hey, history, and then you can go back to the city if that's something that you want to do. And I hear the food is outstanding, so that would be my second option. But if you are wanting specifically that historical life, you want to see temples, you want to see geiko or geisha, you want to see the onsens, you want to stay in a ryokan, you want to really submerge yourself into that historical, traditional Japanese lifestyle, then I would go to Kyoto. Kyoto offers all of that. When you think about historical Japan, everyone would talk about or think about Kyoto. That's the place, okay? It also used to be the historical capital of Japan. So it's like history. So if you want to have a little bit of historical time, history, mix it with the city life, then you should go to Kyoto or Osaka. And I would think that having a week or a little bit more would be a good amount of time if you're going to visit both of those cities. There's also other sightseeing spots around those two cities, so that would be something that you'd be able to experience as well. Keep in mind that the more money you have, the more time you have, obviously the more you're able to see. But having the two cities right next to each other that are really close, that is kind of an awesome little situation right there. Kyoto would be third because it's beautiful and I loved it and I thought it was amazing, but I think that if you have short amount of time and you have short amount of resources, Kyoto wouldn't be at the top of my list. It'd probably be number 3. Again, if you have more time, then Kyoto for sure. And then the fourth city on my list to visit if you are shorter on budget and time would be Hokkaido. Now, Hokkaido has a lot of really cool things. I feel like it's not as mainstream as some of the other cities that I've listed. You might not have heard of it as much as some of the other cities, but it's because it's in the north and it's super duper cold. So if you are a snow bunny and you like skiing, go there. But if you are someone who doesn't really like the winter and cold climate, don't go there in the winter time. But you could go there in the spring, summer, and fall and probably have an amazing time. Hokkaido is known for its cheese and its cows, and also it's in Sapporo, which is the name of a beer. So if you like that beer life, then you're gonna get some beer up there. So that sounds pretty exciting too. Hokkaido would also be a great Christmas getaway if you want to experience kind of like a winter wonderland type of thing. I've seen a lot of programs. I also have not been to Hokkaido, but I've seen a lot of programs on it and a lot of YouTube videos on it, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And I think that would be something that if you really want another insight to sort of an unseen part of Japan, then that would be a really great place to go. So the moral to the story is if you don't have a lot of time, don't spread yourself too thin. If your time and budget are limited, just do Tokyo. Second on my list would be Osaka, then Kyoto, then Hokkaido. If you guys are able to go to the one spot, make it your spot for that vacation trip, take it easy, take in the experience of Japan, I think your trip is going to be so much better and so much more worth it. You'll be able to remember your experiences. You won't feel rushed to keep that itinerary like right on those bullet points. You'll have time and flexibility to kind of do what you want, move at your own speed, and experience the Japanese life that you probably are going to Japan to experience. Now, if you have a lot of time and you have quite a bit of resources, or you're planning on doing like a month or something like that, then you can do multiple cities. You can get a JR pass and you can go from Tokyo to Kyoto to Osaka. You could probably even do Okinawa. There are so many different places and things that you can see. I really just wanted to focus on if you had the choice of doing 1 or 2 cities and you have a time and budget limit, then that's what this video is for. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out all my other videos about Japan and how to travel and everything like that, and my experiences that I've shared from there, and click that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up because you love this video. Like, share, subscribe, you know the jingle, just do that thing. And I will see you guys on my next video. Thanks so much for watching.